Hello, this is Brittany from Turquoise.Street. Today we're going to make several pieces using the most recent Jesse James Beads Magical Mystery Bead Box, Fairy Garden Whisper. I am so excited because this was one of my favorites, if not my favorite box of all time, just because it had so many cool colors. All my favorite colors were in here, especially like this aqua green. So today, the first thing I want to do is use some patina paint, which also is available on jessejamesbeads.com. I'm going to use the color Marine today. So my light is a little bright. It's pretty pale aqua-y blue. And there are several colors that go really well with it in our mix. The thing we want to do with patina is, because it's really quick, it dries really quickly, we want to make sure we either use a work surface that can be beat up, or you put a protective layer over our work surface. I'm also going to use two charms from the Comes May Flowers mix for this patina part. So I don't know if they're orchids or if they're lilies, but they're gorgeous, and we're going to patina these today. I am just going to put down some paper towel, and I just have like a recycled applesauce cup or Jello cup, whatever you want to use. That's going to be my water cup today. I'm going to put down some paper towel. That's going to obviously soak through, but it's just kind of a secondary barrier for me. And then I'm just going to use like this old mailer to put some patina down on, and I'm going to put my little charms here. I also grabbed a paintbrush, voila, and I have some water, I just had a bottle of water that was left over in my studio, so I'm just going to put that in my little cup so we can rinse our paintbrush. We don't want to leave it in the paint. This stuff dries super quickly. We don't want to leave it on our paintbrush and then have our paintbrush, we can't use it again. So I'm going to also grab another piece of paper towel so we can wipe the patina off of our charms. I'm just going to kind of wet my brush a little bit and dry it on my paper towel. And you always want to shake your patina until you hear the ball rolling around in there. So it's nice and mixed up. I mixed it up a little bit before I started filming. I'm just going to put a little goes a long way. Okay, as you can see, I squeezed out a little bit too much. So I'm just going to go a little bit further in so it doesn't spill off the sides if I squeeze too much this time. And I'm going to dip my brush in my paint, and I'm going to grab my charm. I probably will end up getting this all over my fingers. I do every time. And I'm just going to dab it where I'd like the color. And I'm going to actually dab it all over my flower, in the creases. And you can absolutely leave it like this, and it'll be so pretty. You can also, once it dries, cover it with some UV resin and cure it in under a UV light, and it would look more like enamel. So I'm going to slowly wipe off my patina to reveal some of that gold. As you can see, it's getting all over my nails, but that's fine. It washes off eventually. And you can remove or leave on as much as you like. Like I said, this stuff dries pretty quickly. You can also wet your paper towel if you want to get more off. But I'm kind of really focusing on the edges. So I really want that gold to pop on the edges, but I want the blue to be in the petals. So I removed a little bit more on these petals down here than the top petals, but I can always go back in with my brush. I'll just dry that off a little bit. And just retouch the petals. And you can make it so it's more opaque, or you can make it thinner. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe those edges again. And I actually like how it looks. So I'm going to put this guy to the side. Here's this guy for a moment, and we want that to dry. So normally this dries really quickly, but since a lot of this flour isn't too rough, it might not dry super quickly. We want to set it aside probably for 5 minutes, and then he'll be fine. So while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and dry off my, or at least blot my paintbrush. I'm going to come back to my paint, my patina, and we're going to do it again. And I'm going to need a little bit more patina on this. So like I said, little goes a long way. You can always pour more out. You don't want to just squirt a ton onto your work surface and then you have wasted patina. And this stuff, I mean, I've had the bottles that I've had are nowhere near being empty. They're a really good deal because they just go a long, long way. Okay, so this one's covered. I'm going to take my paper towel, and we're just going to wipe away. If you want, you can use, like I said, you can dampen your paper towel. You can use a cloth, I guess, if you wanted to, or you can just leave it patinaed all over. And I've done that too, but just wanted to change the color of a piece of metal. I've done it where you barely can see any patina, but just slightly change the color of the item I was working on. Just depends on what you'd like to go as heavily as you'd like. Trying to pull the gold off the tips. And then if it dries and you think, there's just too much patina on there, you can take a sanding block or a piece of fine grit sandpaper, clean it up. All right, so I'm going to set that aside and we will come back to these charms later on. Okay, while our charms dry, my absolute favorite part of the Fairy Garden Whisper box was this cloisonne bead. It's a stunner. It's one of my favorite beads I've ever seen. So I'm having trouble trying to use it, but I really, really want to use it, but I also want to just make sure I have it for the future projects too. So something that I kind of thought about was these Bead instant pendants. So this one has an arrow at the bottom or a spike. The ones they have in gold on their website right now have the ball on the bottom. I think both are perfect, but I thought it would be great to have my bead in a project that I can wear, but if I decide I want to use it in something else later on down the line, it's not permanent. So that's one of the reasons why I love these instant pendant findings. So the way that you use them is you unscrew the finial, put it to the side, slide on the beads you'd like on your instant pendant, and then put it back on, and then you're ready to go and you can make interchangeable necklaces. So we're going to be using that to make a necklace today. I'm just going to cut our strand, and I'm going to get a bead mat. My bead mat has seen better days, that's for sure. I also brought out the what was this called, Sweet Spring strand. It was a bunch of big boy crystals and they're so gorgeous, so I thought they went really well with this cloisonne bead. Let's see here. And there were several other beads on this strand that were just gorgeous. So I'm just going to figure out the configuration that I think is most pleasing. I'm thinking I want, so we absolutely have to put this guy on because it's the most gorgeous thing ever. It looks like a little carousel or a castle or something. And I for sure want that guy. I don't know if we're going to be able to fit any of the other cloisonne beads. I want to use a pink crystal. Unfortunately, I wanted to use this one, but it was just a little too big for our instant pendant. I think it's a 1.5 millimeter diameter, but I'm not 100% sure. And I want to use one of these crystal rondelle spacers. And the Dragonfly mix, I think it was called Dragonfly, in the box. Yeah, it was just dragonflies. Also had several pretty crystals, so I like this one from the mix. Possibly that blue. So let's see. I'm gonna actually do it from the bottom up just to see what it'll look like. I think I want that pink crystal on the bottom. Our crystal rondelle spacer. I don't know. Oh yeah, that fits in there quite nicely. And then our crystal. Oh, he just doesn't fit. I don't know if this one will fit. No. And no. So we have to find one more bead that'll fit on the top. Possibly this filigree bead. Oh, let's see. This wonderful sparkly unicorn looking bead fits perfectly. And I don't know, I don't think our bead cap will fit. So let's try, I think that's a little too big. Okay, I found the perfect bead. I grabbed it from a piece of, a length of Chain Reaction. It's an opaque white crystal and it looks fantastic. I think I'm going to trade it for the position for this unicorn looking bead, and then I will put the unicorn bead on top. I love that configuration. It's so pretty, it's so sparkly, and it's not permanent. People are going to love this, but in case you change your mind and want to use this on a bracelet later or as the focal on something else, you can take it apart. So I am going to go ahead and put everything on in the reverse order. So start with my little unicorn, my crystal rondelle, the cloisonne bead, crystal rondelle spacer, then our pink rondelle. And we have just enough room on there to get our finial on. And if you know that you're going to want to keep this on here forever, go ahead and dab a little bit of E6000 in there, and that won't be going anywhere. And you just want to keep twisting until it's not going to twist anymore. And we have our beautiful pendant that can be permanent or not. So I'm going to set that aside, and we're going to build a necklace to go with this yummy, yummy pendant. A while back, I did a video using silver silk, and I had some leftover golden. It's so pretty, and it goes with this ethereal box so well. It's just, it doesn't like echo the contours of that cloisonne bead. And then I have a set of double end findings by Silver Silk. These are called just end caps, and this one will hold two pieces of silver silk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a very short piece of double strand necklace for this part. So this will be attached using these to the rest of the necklace in just a moment. But I am going to cut, let's see, I'm going to cut one at 7 inches and one at about between 6 1/4 and 6 1/2. So the first one I'll cut at 7, and I am just going to put that inside, one end inside of our end cap. And actually we want to make sure, I'm going to put it's embossed. I'm going to put the SS to the back, even though it's really pretty. I'm going to put that in one side, and we want to make sure that we close these with nylon jaw pliers. Don't use your regular pliers because you don't want to mark up these beautiful end caps. Actually, did that before I got the other piece in the other side. So what you can do is just grab a thin pair of pliers and pry that back open. I'm kind of glad I did that on camera, so you guys can see, you know, in case you close it and you're like, oh my gosh, what did I just do? You're fine. So one is at 7. Cut this one at just under 6 1/4, 6 1/2. Okay. And I am going to slide my pendant on the longer piece because I want that to hang down. Okay. And then I have a cloisonne bead that I would like to go on the larger one. And I don't think there were any other beads that I really wanted to go on there with it. I love these Cloisonne beads, and this will just be the focus of the middle strand. And you just kind of got to twist it through there. And that way I'll still have another Cloisonne bead if I want to make a matching bracelet later on. Twist it through. And I just want to make sure I get it in the middle, although I can position that later. There we go. Perfect. Do I want... I don't think we need any other beads. I think this is beautiful enough. So, okay. Make sure your shorter strand, shorter strand is on top, and we will go ahead and put that on that side. Hold it in there. And we'll put this one on the other side. And if some of the wire is peeking out the sides, it's totally okay. We can trim it. No problem. Then we're just going to scrunch like I did before, but this time both pieces are in there. And scrunch. Okay, so we have that end finished, and I'm actually going to trim this just a little bit more. The top one is 6 inches, and the bottom one's just over 6.5. And then we want to make sure that both beads are on, well, the bead and our pendant. I had to take it off to get that to stay in the end cap. And then we'll go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other side. And now that I'm looking at this, we want to make sure that, because we want this pendant to hang, we want to make sure that this one's a little bit shorter. So I'll probably end up taking an inch off of this side to make sure that it doesn't sag or hang below our pendant. Okay, so here is our pendant and our Cloisonne bead on our double strand, and it's so sweet and so cute. And then I want to use some of this Vegas chain that they included in the box. I just love, love, love the way this looks. And then I'm going to finish it up in the back with some chain reaction. I tend to do that when we're not going to, even though chain reaction is gorgeous and you will see it if your hair is up, it's a nice way to extend the things that we don't have a lot of. So if you have more chain or you have some extra beads, you want to do that in the back, but where you're going to see this chain, I would love to see that in the front of the necklace. So I think I'm going to grab maybe a couple of these matte beads because I kind of like those. So we have these matte crystals. I'm just going to take 2, and I'm going to take 2 of the bead caps that came, or 4 of the bead caps that came on the strand. I'm going to get some eye pins, just 2 gold eye pins. And I'm just going to create 2 really quick links. Actually, I think I'm going to do this 4 times. So I'm going to show you the first one. There we go. Really pretty, very simple. It's not going to take away from our focal piece. It's just going to accent it. And we'll go ahead and make a simple loop. And I'll do that 3 more times. And then we'll just take our pliers and we will make a simple loop. There we go, and we'll do that 4 times. Okay. Got our 4 links. So the first link I am just going to use to attach our Vegas chain to our silver silk. Well, our end caps at least. And I'll just open those up. And do it on the other side. Okay. There we go. And then we have our chain. I am going to measure out probably about 2 inches, and then on either side, and then I'll put another link. So I'll cut it after 2 inches, put another link, and then we'll do another 3 or 4 inches, and then we'll put the chain reaction up the back. Okay. And you can choose which way you want the chain to go. I'm going to have it go this way, but you could have it going leading away from the pendant as well. And I have to cut off this little guy so we can use the loop on the one next to it. Very carefully, delicately conduct surgery on your chain here. Okay, so let's see. That goes like that. I think it'll be fine. It's not gonna twist too much, I don't think. And if it does, it's okay. You can use a jump ring if you'd like. And you can wire wrap this on too if you'd like a sturdier connection. So there's the first piece. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And then I'm going to go ahead and put on my next link. We might need a jump ring for this side. I'm having a little bit of trouble, and I think it's just a weird angle, which is why we're having the issue. Oh, there we go. I was going to just grab a jump ring, but we made it. Close that up. Okay. Actually, I think we can save some of our chain. I don't think we're going to need anything, any more of this, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to cut another length just as long as the first. And if you really want to, you can count your lengths, but I am going to just make sure we have the same amount. Okay. And then we will put our chain onto our link. And then we will make sure our little link comes out of this guy so we can hook in our pink crystal. And that one went on easy as pie. I don't know what was going on with the first one. So here we go. It's so, so pretty. And I always just measure it on myself. I don't have a secret formula. So if you're making it for yourself, just measure it on yourself. If you're making it for a broad audience, I usually do, like, if you're doing a short necklace, which this one's more medium length, so it'll probably be around 26 inches. But if you're doing a shorter length, collarbones, probably like 16, 18 inches, probably 18 inches around the inner circle. And then you can go from there. But this one's going to be medium for me. I like really, really long necklaces, but I want to be able to see this and have it prominently displayed. So I think I'm okay with how much chain we have there. If you want to do more, the rest of this chain around the back, that's totally fine. And there's quite a bunch left, but I want to use these in a matching pair of earrings in just a moment. Okay, so I'm going to take the chain reaction, and let's see, you want to make sure you don't, if you cut these jump rings in the back, make sure you use memory wire cutters. I did damage my nice cutters with thinking that this was just regular metal. So if you ever cut one of those, use your memory wire cutters. Otherwise, just come down here and cut off a link or cut the link here. So I'm going to start right here with, I cut off this piece. That's where we took the chain for our pendant, or I'm sorry, the crystal for our pendant. And I'm just going to come right here and connect it. And then, so we have 4 links and then our crystal here. And then we have another 4 links and then our crystal. And this is 18 inches. I'm going to cut off some length and connect it towards the other side. So that's about as much as I cut off there. Plus the 1 crystal on the other side to make the pendant. Okay, so here's our medium length to long necklace. I'll show better pictures at the end. So I'm just going to put on a clasp. There were some really beautiful, actually we'll use the box clasp that came in the kit. So the kit came with 2 gold box clasps and 2 silver box clasps, and I think they were all sterling silver, at least plated, because it said 925 on the back. Isn't that pretty? And if you'd like, you can go ahead and patina your clasp. I'm going to line up my 2 crystals here. Then I'm going to hold my chain down so we get the middle. And the middle is this crystal right here. I'm going to leave the crystal on, so it'll be a little bit asymmetrical, but it'll be okay. Cut this little jump ring right there, or link. And then I'll just attach my box clasp with the provided jump rings. They were already on the box clasp. Keep grabbing different pliers. And then we'll do the other side. And our necklace is finished, and you guys know how much I love creating one-of-a-kind pieces, and if you create this for yourself, none of your friends will have anything that looks like this. It's so amazing. And we've got our beautiful cloisonne art beads on display right at the front, this beautiful chain leading up to some more beautiful chain, and a wonderful box clasp. I'll include pictures at the end of the video so you can see everything against the nice background and laid out really well. So we gotta get this guy in the center. There we go. Just love that. All right, so we'll finish up. I have 2 pairs of earrings that I want to make with you. They're very simple. Let me clean up a little bit and we'll be right back. So from the Comes May Flowers set, I pulled out 2 of these charms. They're gold. I'm also going to use more of the Vegas chain on this earring, and I'm going to use several of the beads from the Dragonfly mix. So we have a teeny tiny crystal rondelle spacer. We have a cube rectangle aqua bead crystal. We have a tiny rondelle and a pink rondelle. I'm also going to use a bead-alon ball head pin. So the easiest part of this piece of the earring will be slipping on our 4 beads. So I'm going to put the pink crystal rondelle spacer, or crystal rondelle, on the bottom. Then we'll put on our rondelle spacer, our cube rectangle, and our teeny tiny rondelle at the top. And we're just going to make a simple loop. You can wire wrap, that's totally fine. I'm just going to do a simple loop today. Okay. There we go, and that's just a simple little charm. And we're going to hang this guy right from the bottom of our teardrop. There's a window right there that we can connect. Swing that closed. So that would be a cute earring, but that's not where we're stopping. I'm going to measure a few of these links out. We're going to cut off this guy because he was damaged in the way we made the necklace, but we want to keep the bottom part of that other link. So just cut that guy in half. And I think I'm going to go make this a little bit of a longer earring. And you can absolutely patina this, but I kind of wanted the pop of gold between the turquoise and the turquoise and aqua or green, whatever colors these are. So I'm going to go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go with 5 links. This guy right here. Making sure not to cut the loop on the piece that needs to connect to our ear wire. So I need a tiny jump ring, teeny tiny. Go ahead and swing that open. Actually, we might need 2 jump rings now that I'm looking at this. Yeah, we'll need 2 teeny tiny jump rings. The way to get around using 2 jump rings would be to have the chain go this way, because these holes are facing the same way. We want the chain, we want to be able to see the front of the chain, not the side of the chain when it's hanging on an earring. So we'll close that up. Open our another jump ring. hang our charm, and then grab an ear wire. And put our little piece of chain right on that ear wire. Close that up. We have a pretty long earring, but it's fabulous and adorable. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. If you want it to be shorter, all you need to do is choose a smaller section of chain here, or you can turn it upside down and eliminate one of the jump rings. But I think that's super cute. And then we will move on. I'll show you again at the end of the video everything on a really nice background. And then we're going to move on to our last pair of earrings. At the beginning of this entire saga, do you remember we painted these orchids? At least I think they're orchids. They could be lilies. And they're super cute. They're dry and they're so pretty and they're custom. That's the cool thing about changing your beads. They're beautiful the way they are, but you can change them to suit your needs. I'm just going to grab 2 eye pins. You can wire wrap these if you'd like. Today I'm going to go the easy route and make simple loops. And I grabbed some more beads from the dragonfly mix. So I'm going to put another bead cap at the bottom here, one of our unicorn beads. I'm going to put a crystal rondelle spacer. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to put on another bead cap, a crystal rondelle spacer, this light blue with AB or luster rondelle, and I think I'm going to put on another bead cap. Just make it super fancy, right? Yeah, and another, maybe the pink bead? Let's see. Why not? Why not? These are going to be some fantastic earrings. So I'm going to go ahead and trim. So our link looks like this. So pretty. It actually looks like a little lady, doesn't it? And I'm going to open the bottom of our eye pin, hang it on our charm, grab an ear wire, and we have a beautiful custom earring. If somebody comments your earrings, not only can you say, hey, I made these, but hey, I painted these. I handmade these. So if your eye pin isn't facing the right way at the top, just twist it. You kind of want to plan for that when you're making the loop. I didn't. So I'm just going to twist it. I'm going to hold down here and I'm going to go like that. And that actually worked really well that time. Sometimes it doesn't work too well, and you just kind of have to finagle it until it works. But I'm going to open that up, put it on my ear wire, and there's our custom earring. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, I'll meet you back and I'll show you all the pieces together. Okay, so here is our beautiful necklace, and let me see if I can get in a little closer. Here we go. Raise that up a little bit. And yeah, it's one of my more favorite necklaces that I've made in a while, and I didn't see it coming. So we have our beautiful instant pendant that we can change in and change out. So sparkly. That cloisonne bead is really on display. We've got another beautiful cloisonne bead on our silver silk, our beautiful enamel Vegas chain, some more pinky mauve crystals, and our chain reaction. So there's our necklace. And then here are our matching earrings. I would say these earrings match perfectly. The filigree in the drops matches our bead caps and our cloisonne bead. And then we have our adorable little orchids or lilies, whatever they are, with our beautiful little unicorn rhinestone bead. That's what I keep calling it. Now it's named unicorn bead, which also matches because we've got the pink and our unicorn bead right here. So beautiful set. Let me know what you think. I am in love with it. Unfortunately, I don't wear earrings, so these will probably become gifts to friends or family, but I am absolutely thrilled. If you liked what you saw today, please visit me over on Turquoise.Street on YouTube, and I also have a Facebook group called Brittany's Beads, where I post tutorials and lots of fun. It's lots of fun over there right now. We have a 30-day earring challenge, so these will be part of that. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Thanks so much to Jessie James Beads for having me back, and I hope you have a great weekend. Bye-bye.